name is Jeremiah Robison, and I'm the CEO and founder of CIONIC. We build robotic suits to help people move. And this is my daughter, Sophia, a tremendously engaging, bright 9-year-old who plays soccer, dances ballet, and dreams of becoming a roboticist. She also has cerebral palsy, and while that is the least interesting part of her, it is also the thing that sucks the room out of the air. Because as an entrepreneur who is steeped in the belief that anything is possible, we have technology that can drive cars down the road. The best that technology has to offer my daughter is crutches, canes, walkers, and wheelchairs. We can do better. In fact, we have to do better. Because the reality is that by the year 2050, if we don't, 1 in 5 people will be living with a mobility impairment. Increased lifespans and lower birth rates means that if we don't find solutions, 1 in 5 people will be using walkers, crutches, canes, and wheelchairs. And it's really tempting to call this a very binary problem, one person being abled and another person being disabled. And think of that label disabled, something less than, something taken away from them. In our household, we like to use the word not yet able. I am not yet able to run as fast as Usain Bolt. I am not yet able to contemplate the cosmos like Stephen Hawking. These are both tremendous individuals with so much to give to society. Why do we call one of them disabled and the other able? The fact is we lived on a continuum of abilities, a multidimensional continuum. And some of these people here, Claire Lomas, with the help of a robotic exoskeleton, completed the London Marathon in 17 days. Victoria Modesta challenges our beliefs about beauty and fashion and individualism. She's a singer-songwriter from Latvia who builds these amazing prosthetic legs that she demonstrates in her videos. And Justin Gallegos also suffers from cerebral palsy. He was signed recently by Nike as their first athlete with cerebral palsy. He helps design shoes and athletic apparel to help people of all abilities move. What does it take to help all people on this continuum live richer, more full, and independent lives? We believe it takes a platform for precision bionics. Precision bionics understand the needs and capabilities of people along this continuum. They're able to help them in real time by augmenting their bodies and help them to achieve full independence and mobility. And the key to this platform is the ability to map intention to outcome. In a healthy person, as Thomas was explaining earlier, the brain fires a signal and everything goes in motion. Take a step, get up out of the chair, walk down the street. For someone who has a neurological condition, that pathway is broken. So how do we go about augmenting it and replacing it? We believe it takes 3 distinct steps. Sensing, understanding what the body is doing, what it's capable of in real time. Prediction, and this is a twofold prediction, what will happen next, and what is the best way to intervene, and then actuating the body. How do you get the body to move? This is our sensing system in action. You can see we're streaming real-time data of muscle firing and positional data, both a signal of intent with the muscle firing and the outcome, what the positional information is of the limb orientations. You can see the calibrated data up on the right of the limbs in motion, and we can start to see, if you look really closely, that that signal of intent is happening milliseconds before the body actually moves. And this is a key insight. If we can understand what is about to happen in the body, then we have an opportunity to intervene. So when you take this signal and you start to look at it across multiple dimensions, some really interesting things happen. This, what we see on the right, is a stacked version of EMG signal in the frequency domain. And it is actually a beautiful image of what is going on in the human body. And by using traditional workflows that have been pioneered in the computer vision community for image classification, we're actually able to classify movement. In this case, distinguishing between a front step, a back step, and a side step. And we think this is really powerful because once you understand what is about to happen, you can take that same data and pump that into physiological simulations like the OpenSim platform to actually understand how you can intervene on the body. Now, people in the pharmacy industry have been using simulation for the past several years to really accelerate the discovery of drugs that can affect the body. We're using that same thing to understand and rapidly discover new ways to augment the body, to actuate the body. And then we have control systems from everything from haptic feedback to electrical stimulation to postural correction to traditional robotics and motors. All with the idea that we can bring these back to the body and work in real time from sensing, prediction, and augmentation. This takes a tremendous amount of computational power, but the really wonderful thing about our workflows is that we can train these models in the cloud and then run them in real time on device to bring this whole thing into action in real time to complete that loop, not just understanding, but helping the person to move their body. And we're building this as a platform because while we may be focused on a few specific conditions, the reality is these problems of helping people overcome disabilities are really common. It's about understanding signal of the body. It's about creating these computational models, and it's about intervention. And in doing so, we believe we can create new types of prosthetics, bionics, even precision medicine dosing, drug dosage, as well as novel interfaces to how a person who may be challenged physically can interact with computers. And I think Thomas Reardon showed some great examples of how that is possible. And if we're able to do that, we believe we can realize a world that is beyond disability. Now, I'm not saying people won't be born with cerebral palsy. I'm not saying that an accident won't happen that will rob them of function. What I'm saying is the label is gone. It's not about, well, they're no longer not able. With technology advancements, we're actually allowing them to live a full and independent and completely mobile life. So thank you very much.